This is vlog 3 of me and composing music. And I want to talk about something that I like to do a lot of, and that's sketching. And so what is sketching? I think definition of it's a recording of musical ideas from a single bar containing a motif, da 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 da, Beethoven's ninth motif, central motif, to a 32 bar developed melody line with a definite phrase structure and development of ideas. I think it was Brahms who advised Richard Wagner that you should always try to write 32 bar melodies with fully developed ideas. Or it could be just a collection of linear ideas that have little connection with each other. Or basically there is a connection between them, but it's not fully stated, by which I mean that there's no smooth transition between different themes, all right? They're just blocks of ideas that you've strung together in a kind of row. And basically, what is the objective of sketching? I think it's the laying of the foundation stone of a piece. But note that this is but one stone, all right? And the foundation itself, just the foundation, okay, will comprise of multiple parts and building blocks, even before development can begin, okay? So this is literally like a pre-foundation process. And if it's a 32 bar melody line, it's a long pre-foundation block. But it's still just the pre stage, you know. Then you've got to set a more sort of build your foundation first before you can start building your walls. And of course, you know, you can't build your roof until you got your walls built. And I seem to remember that right back from when I was reading Noddy books by Enid Blyton. I think it was Big Ears who told Noddy off. Noddy said, "Oh, should we put the roof on first?" And he said, "No, you can't put the roof on until you've actually built the walls." Well, you can't actually build the walls, Big Ears, until you've actually put your foundations actually in place, okay? So I think a sketch should be without any ornamentation or variation that is not integral to the essential core idea. So basically, just keep it simple, just a simple sketch, and try and preserve the natural dynamics of the instrument you used to compose the theme. Well, this is a bit of a joke, as far as I'm concerned, which I'll come to later. Basically, the note lanes of this theme should be divided according to phrase, and these labelled or colour-coded as required. And the sketch should have it should have notes to accompany it. Oh, I see. Yes, it should have written notes to accompany it. You should say what the home key is, what the tempo is, disjunct or conjunct. Conjunct, actually, I think you'll find it's spelled differently to that. Conjunct, whether the melody goes up and down, or whether it's kind of like a smooth kind of conjunct melody. What musical genre the melody could fit into, what style it's in. Does it draw on classical style, or is it swing, or is it rock, or whatever it is, and what mood is evoked by it, etc. And and what changes could be made before developing the themes themselves. All right, so this is all sort of this is all what I think you've got to do. I mean, if you can think of any more things about a sketch, please add them to the comments below, you know. So here is my administration folder, and I've got at the moment I got like 5 volumes of themes, and I've arranged them because I've got half an eye on film scoring. I've kind of arranged them in the sort of film genres, action sequence. And then I do an analysis of volume 5. I kind of say, well, how many themes have I got in the various different categories, you know, and what the kind of like it's like sort of fishing, you know. So later on I can have a look. Is this a good volume to have a look at? Dance. I got hardly anything in dance really. Historical. I got loads in historical, because you know, but by historical, I actually mean themes that are likely to become quartets or octets or you know, or modernist orchestral themes or whatever, or pieces or whatever like that. So there's lots in so-called historical, mystic, dream. Oh, nothing in there at all. I haven't been mystical this month. Romance, sex. You know, there's loads in romance. There's romantic mood. You know, and so forth. Sentimental, family, motion pictures, spectacle. Nothing in spectacle. Suspense, horror. Have I got any horror ones? Two. I don't like horror films very much. Tragic, could be historical, could be kind of family tragic. You know, I've got a few there, and so on and so forth. Travel road, whimsical, comic. I got a lot in, a lot under whimsical and comic. You know, movies. I like comedies, so I got these volumes here, and when I first started, I used to like, for example, under to develop for this mastering. I used to have them in different categories, and under spectacle, I'd have things like develop, editing, mastering, and polishing. So these are different stages at which music can be taken. All right, I don't actually agree with quite with that categories that I got there for that. So basically, that's that. Sketching. I do love to sketch. I do lots and lots of sketching. I think you can never do too many sketches. Really, you have to have loads and loads of material, because you know a lot of this material is in fact like the X Factor. These are all contenders. All right. You know, let me see. I've also got loads under unsorted, so I sort through all these. I used to call them silly little names as well, just to kind of like, you know, just to entertain myself really. Swayed by an argument. What does that mean? You know. Anyway, so these are all reason files, and they're all my sketches. You know, after Wheels of Fire, after a Johnny Cash song, famous song there, you know. Basically, I think that sketching is really, really good. These are kind of X Factor contenders, all right? Some of them are not going to go anywhere. So they're going to fail at the first audition. Others are going to go off to boot camp, in which they'll be developed. But they may not be developed very well, or they may kind of falter along the way. But amongst all these sketches, you see, there's going to be something there of importance. I mean, I write thousands of poems, but you know, only 10%, 1% of all these poems actually get polished and actually will get published at all. Most of it's doggerel, you know. And I think really one is just doing finger exercises most of the time, you know, rather than coming up. But you never know. Something it might be amongst that lot. It could be kind of a number one hit, or a film score to remember, or even a piece of classical music, or a piece of modernist music, which might, you know, might be played by live musicians eventually.